When I arrived at the FCC in August of 2013, there had been 9 CIOs in 8 years, which is always an interesting challenge for the new executive arriving. On top of it, they had more than 207 different IT systems for an agency of only about 2,000 people, and the average age of those systems were more than 10 years old. They were consuming more than 85% of our IT budget just to maintain them, and increasingly getting more expensive as well as more brittle and harder to maintain. On top of that, there was the human dimension in which the average person had been at the FCC 15 and a half years, and the average contractor had been at the FCC 19 years. And so they were used to the world of client-server. They were used to actually what had been done in the 1990s and 2000 period, but we had to readily embrace cloud. And so as an organizational leader, I often say there's a difference between leadership and management. Management is when you meet expectations, and we all have expectations from either our boss, our peers, or our reports. Or in our case, from the public, from Congress or administration, and we all have to meet expectations to a degree. But leadership actually comes from the Greek word leet, which means to be sent unto death. And you're being sent unto death because back in ancient Greece, the leets were the ones that carried the flag in front of the melee army, and that's all well and good until one melee army meets another melee army, and the first to die are the leets. And what it really means is when you're a leader, you're going to step outside of expectations. You're going to step outside of the status quo. And that's risky because someone's going to want you to get back in the box and get back to meeting their expectations, whether it's maintaining the way things used to be done, or whether it's why aren't you moving fast enough. People are going to have certain expectations, and if you're a leader, you're going to step outside of them, and there's going to be friction. So I saw my role as an organizational leader, not just for me to step outside of status quo and say, we're going to do in less than 2 years, get off of servers that are on-premise here, go straight to the cloud wherever possible. But on top of it, encouraging the existing workforce, in some respects, to all be change agents, to all be leaders themselves, because that was the only way we could do it in 2 or 3 years. And the good news is, 2 years later, we have nothing on-premise anymore. We either went straight to public cloud or commercial service provider. And more importantly, there's 2 results that we got from that. One, instead of spending 85% of our budget to maintain these systems, it's now less than 50%. So that's a sizable gain. And even more importantly, where in the past, if someone came in and had a new requirement or wanted to change a system, that might take 6 to 9 months. We can have a working prototype for you in less than 48 hours. So it's also agility. I say that really what this big shift is about agility first and foremost, resiliency second, and then efficiency.